A very interesting development around Senator Dianne Feinstein, with a lot of people who, including her colleagues, seem to want her out of the Senate. Others, there's been allegations, reports that she's not exactly, her mental state seems to have declined with age as she continues in that body. Well, now there's some speculation about whether she's going to be leaving the Senate. A report out from the New York Times this morning about how her future could swing on her husband's potential posting overseas. Her husband is seeking an overseas ambassadorship, which could pave the way for her then leaving the Senate. But Feinstein is saying, hold on a second, let's put this tweet up there on the screen. And she's saying, no, I'm not stepping down. After Governor Gavin Newsom talked about her possible replacement, I have not discussed that with anybody, but that did not stop Gavin Newsom from speculating about who he might replace her with when he was on MSNBC recently. Let's take a listen to that.
Okay, we are out of time. I have to go to a break, but this is a yes or no answer that you could give me. Yeah. If, in fact, Dianne Feinstein were to retire, will you nominate an African-American woman to restore the seat that Kamala Harris is no longer in the United States Senate? And do you have a name in mind?
I have multiple names in mind. We have multiple names in mind, and the answer is yes.
Well, very interesting there. So he's openly speculating about who he might replace. Then this New York Times story drops. She says that it's not going to happen. This could be really big, given how California is essentially a one-party state, but obviously also hit a real nerve with Dianne Feinstein because she was not happy that it was being discussed.
Yeah, I was just thinking back. Remember we covered that report when Schumer had to ask her to step down from her chairmanship of the Senate Judiciary Committee, and he had the conversation, very painful conversation, very difficult to have, of course, with someone who's aging and who's, lost a step in terms of her ability to just do the basics of her job. And apparently she forgot that they had this painful conversation, so we had to go and do it again and speak with her again to ask her to step down, to tell her that she was going to be forced to step down basically as chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee. So those are the types of questions that have been raised about her capacity to continue doing this job. She's adamant right now that she's going to stay. Mm-hmm. Clearly did not enjoy this exchange from Gavin Newsom and Joy Reid. By the way, how come no one ever asked, will you commit to nominating someone who's for Medicare for all or for $15 minimum wage or will support the PRO Act or whatever? Right. It's never about policy. Anyway, and look, I think Karen Bass would be a phenomenal senator. There are many fantastic choices that could be made in that slot. I digress. It's a very fraught and interesting dynamic for Feinstein here, where increasingly her colleagues are realizing and recognizing that it's time for someone else to move in, but she's completely unwilling. The other thing I would say here, which I always have to bring up, is that progressives tried to primary her and were completely shut down.
Completely
shut down, like it was outrageous, it was an attack on women, that you would even want to do this, et cetera, et cetera. And now here we are okay, come on, it's time for you to move on, enjoy your golden years. Maybe her husband will be posted overseas, so that gives her sort of a graceful exit from the Senate. Seems like potentially a good path.
Yeah, no, that's right. It's really interesting to see this all play out.
Tomorrow on Rising, Don Calloway and Gabby Orr return to join us for the panel. And friend of the show, economics reporter for the Washington Post, Jeff Stein, is going to be back here.
That's right. Plus, our colleague, Hill reporter Reed Wilson, he's actually going to join us to discuss those recall efforts against Gavin Newsom. Remember to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our videos. Don't forget to like and share as well. And we will see you all tomorrow.
Have a good one, guys.